Hey y'all, how's everybody doing tonight? This is UJ Rocks, and I'm coming at you on the Apocalypse Unveiled channel with a little tutorial on nuclear weapons and nuclear power in the ancient past and in the future. Well, in the present. Anyway, back about 3,000 or 4,000 years ago in ancient India, in the Vedic scripts, the Vedic texts tell us that they already had nuclear power back then, and they were using it. Some of it they were using it to power rocket ships and whatnot and stuff like that. And they called it the SHIVA-LINGA. It kind of looked like a nuclear power plant, like a 3 Mile Island, like one of those a nuclear silos, a cooling tower, and they had the diagrams of the inside and everything else. Now, where would they get something like that? 3,000-4,000 BC in ancient India. And then they had the Vimanas, the flying machines, and some of them were supposedly powered by nuclear power. And they were actually fighting wars over the top of India. Two big families, and these families loved each other, and they were at war with each other in India. And they were firing nuclear missiles at each other and conventional weapons, and they were trying to take each other out. And this is all written about, like I said, in ancient Vedic manuscripts. You can find it written. You can find the diagram of the nuclear silo with the cooling towers in the Mahabharata, which is an ancient Indian text that the Bhagavad Gita comes out of it, where we have a character named Arjuna, and he was taken up into space and shown a lot of things and all up in the sky. War machines, saucers, crazy looking space vehicles, and they were up the Indians, people from India, the Hindi, were up there fighting each other and all, and they let him get a glimpse of that and told him about some of the, showed him some of the stuff, kind of the same way that the Bible did. I mean, the giants, Elohim and the Anunnaki, whatever you want to call them, what they did with Enoch. Well, they didn't do it to such in-depth detail with Arjuna, but they did give him a glimpse of, the ships and some nuclear power and things of that nature, weapons. Anyway, moving along, there was two cities definitely for sure in ancient India, which is now part of it is Pakistan, modern Pakistan, which was Mohenjo Daro and Harappa. Well, both of these cities, when they were discovered and found and they dug up, they found layers of radioactive silt and a whole level of dirt and everything was radioactive. And they had rocks that were melted together like glass because it was such intense heat. When they hit them with the nuclear weapons, the atomic weapons, that it melted the buildings and the rocks and all together, statues, everything. It was just hunks of glass, silicone. And both of them cities were like that. And there was also two biblical cities that took on those same attributes, which were none other than the famous Sodom and Gomorrah. Sodom and Gomorrah were also hit with nuclear weapons from on high. We know that Ea, Enkai, you call him Yahweh in the biblical text, and he was having a meal with Abraham in Genesis chapter 18 or 19. Him and two of his henchmen, and they called him Malachim, and they were emissaries. They went out and did his deeds and all that for him, and they scoped stuff out. Well, he sent them out. Excuse me. He sent them out to scope out Sodom and Gomorrah and told him, he said, I want you to report back to me and tell me if all the evil things I've been hearing about this place are true. Well, I guess they came back to him with a report that wasn't all that good, because he called up into space with some kind of communicator, like a Star Trek communicator or whatever. Next thing you know, two proton missiles shot out of space, blew both of those cities up. Sodom and Gomorrah, two hits, bang, gone. And they were demolished for their behavior. So I mean, that's pretty harsh. I guess with some people that were doing some bad stuff. Not only that, Lot and his wife were living there, and they told him to get out of there because it was getting ready to happen. So Lot, he was moving along down the road, and his wife was dragging. So he looked back and checked on his wife, and he seen his wife. The scripture says his wife turned into a pillar of salt, right? But if you look deeper into the Hebrew words and the concordances and dictionaries, really what happened to Lot's wife, right? It says she was vaporized. That means, man, when those atomic weapons hit Sodom and Gomorrah, that the heat that came off of the heat that came from those weapons turned her into vapor. You know, like steam from a pot of hot boiling water, and she was just gone. Her body just vaporized immediately. And you know, they've also have other records of nuclear blasts that they've seen from Google Earth and different satellites and stuff like that in the Arabian Peninsula, where there's been craters that have been made, and when they checked out the stuff in the craters and all, they found rare earth elements that you only get from nuclear blasts, like iridium and things of that nature. So it's not a strange thing. These weapons have been around a long time, and they've even said through literature and all that Atlantis, they used them in Atlantis when they fought against each other and they destroyed each other, and they were just doing their thing back in ancient times, and then they left the Earth. Earth was all messed up, radiation, nuclear waste, and all, and the food was wasn't any more good, and people, they were there and their tongues were melted out of their mouth and their eyes were melted out of their heads, and their hair was falling out of their bodies, and well, all in all, like I said, everybody, I hope you got a quick listen in, because these videos only had to be 15 minutes long on YouTube, but I enjoyed it, and like I said, you can check for yourself the Hindu Vedas in India, the Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, got Tales of Arjuna, King James Bible, and a Strong's Concordance, Vine's Concordance Dictionary, and you can see that these Hebrew and these Aramaic and Semitic words mean different than we've been taught in school or church and all. And you can see yourself that these places were destroyed by some type of very powerful weapons. And all this stuff in these days is starting to come out in these last days, just as the scripture said it would. He said in the end times all things will be revealed. So keep an eye out. We'll be coming back with another lesson soon on another hot topic. So this is UJ Rocks saying peace and love out. Everybody take care of each other, man, and keep on learning and keep on studying. Peace out.